Welcome to the roller coaster ride of business with Hannah Edwards on Global Voice Radio. Hannah and her guests share the real deal, the ups and downs, the highs and lows of building a business. Here is your host, Hannah Edwards.
Hey guys, and welcome to the roller coaster ride of business. I'm your host, Hannah Edwards, and today I'm joined by Sarah Ankney, one of my regular guests. I'm just going to call you that now. You've been on here like how many times?
This is the third time, I think.
I've lost track. I'm going to go through my list soon and see, because I've got this with Sarah, this with Sarah, this with Sarah, all in my folder of recordings. But Sarah's joining me today because before she was with me, we were talking about time management. And today we're going to be talking about accountability because Sarah is my accountability partner.
Yes.
I don't know whether she actually knows it or whether I've just sprung that on her, but she's the one I've just decided is my accountability partner.
I think we were both struggling and just needed somebody because I didn't have one before you either.
So, next week I'm talking with Denise, who is the founder of Global Voice Radio, and she's a coach herself. So we're going to be talking about accountability. So I think she's going to have some fantastic tips that I cannot wait to try out because I am rubbish at it. My time management went out the window. My accountability's gone out the window. I don't really know what to do with myself now.
I gotta say, I'm trying to make pink status in my Posh business, which is a direct sales business. And they pushed me, and I haven't gotten anywhere. It's not moved, but I made a little thing, a little thing for the goalpost. So sometimes I think we need to do that for other goals too.
Yeah.
Whether it's on a piece of paper we put on the wall, it doesn't have to necessarily be posted on Facebook. But say you have a goal to make $500 in 1 month.
Yeah.
So you can see it, visually see it.
Yeah, we started a Slack channel for the two of us. I think we maybe should have gone for a Trello board as opposed to Slack, because Slack, we posted the goals and we ended up chatting a bit. It just became like a little Facebook chat for a while.
Yes.
Facebook. So I have to read back to find what goals I actually put. And the last time we put any goals up there, I don't even remember when it was.
It was sometime last month. I was going to post new ones this month.
Yeah, so we've literally gone past that. I think we need to set up a Trello board. So basically, before we keep rambling on the show today, I want to talk about the fact that accountability partners, I cannot say the word for the life of me today. So accountability partners are, I think, a necessity for business when you get to a certain stage.
Yes.
And I've been plodding along, but I need to get to that next stage in my business. And the only way I can think of doing that is by having someone that's there that I can say, okay, this is my goal. This is what I want to do. And it's not just that. You're there, we vent about different bits and pieces, when something goes wrong in the business, when I don't know, we see something that just bugs us. I don't know how long we've just spent before actually hitting record, just venting about different bits and pieces that bugged us.
Right. And the other thing is accountability is like having a biz bestie. So when you need somebody to brainstorm with, you got somebody and you don't have to pay them.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. Me and you were in completely different businesses. Although I am going to say you have just joined me as a partner on my networking group, which we will talk about in a bit. But we're in completely different businesses, and I think there's a lot of competition, not between me and you, but if I went and I got another virtual assistant or another magazine owner as my accountability partner, or you got another empowerment coach, I think there'd be a bit of competition there as to, well, you've set that goal, so I'm going to set that goal, and you've set that goal, so I'm going to set that goal. So I think it helps that we're not in the same industry. Right.
We could set realistic goals.
Yeah. I'm not competing with another virtual assistant, so I'm not going to go, okay, I'm going to make £1,000 in my business this month, which is never going to happen at the moment. I'm not at that stage of my business.
Or worry about somebody taking your stuff.
Yeah. I bounce ideas off of you, knowing full well that you're not going to then go, I'm going to use that. Because how frustrating is that? Come on.
It's not like I haven't gotten ideas. The other day, because I do help direct sales and MLMs, a lot of people need those engagement posts for parties and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I could make a package of just engagement stuff.
Yeah.
And you do the regular graphic stuff, but mine's just engagement. They could just grab the package and use it for however long, switch it up, whatever.
Which is fine, but they're still two completely different things. They might be regular packages, like that you can just go and buy again and again and again, but you're not offering pre-designed graphics that people just put their text on. Right. You're offering something completely different. And I think it helps when it comes to having an accountability partner that they are in different industries, because let's face it, if I had gone and done these graphics and you were a virtual assistant, that would have been an idea there for you, but you then could have gone, oh, I'm not going to offer like 9 or 10, I'm going to offer 15. And then I'd be like, well, I have to offer 20 now. Because you do get that competition, and that's another thing I wanted to talk about today. So it's a bit of a mixed show, because I'm in a couple of groups, and someone posted in one the other day something that I really liked, in the fact that there are so many potential clients in the world that competition doesn't need to exist.
No. But why are we lifting each other up instead of tearing each other down?
Yeah. And like, I mean, I will read the news. I have the news on my phone. I will read it in the mornings while I'm getting sorted out. And there are so many bits where women, especially, I don't know whether it's just because men do it behind the scenes, but women are the one at the forefront. They're constantly tearing other women down. And I don't like that. I did a whole show with Denise about the future being female and how we need to uplift each other. And yet I'm still reading in the news about women tearing each other down. And it really disappoints me.
I hate to say it. It's kind of like when you're dating people. Still the business world, but like you're dating people. If you've ever noticed that, say when a guy cheats, okay? The woman blames the other woman, not the guy necessarily.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the one that wrecked that relationship.
Right. Well, if the other woman knew, I agree, blame her too. If she didn't know, how is that her fault? She didn't know.
Yeah.
It's the same with business. If I do something that's similar, which I've had another coach say I've done something similar and it was completely different. It was the same topic but a different approach.
Yeah.
And it was done completely differently. She was actually okay with it. She's like, hey, I don't want you to think somebody's going to come and say something, because there's people who are saying stuff, oh, you're just copying. No, if you actually look,
exactly,
that's what it is.
They go straight for the, oh my God, like, why are you just copying that person? Did you not get an original idea? Like, and I think it frustrates me, because you see all these blokes, like I said, I'm in a number of different business groups, and all these blokes are supporting other blokes, like, and going, oh yeah, like, we can bounce this off of each other. We can do this, we can do that. And yet there's only maybe 1 or 2 groups where the women are the same, like bouncing ideas off. And there are other groups where someone's like, oh, well, I had that idea, so I don't want you doing it. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have every single potential client in the world?
I don't want every client in the world. I'll be honest.
Exactly. You want enough to like make you happy.
I just have to say, I just recently joined a group that's run by a man, and I really, really like it. And what he says is, when you're going through the process, like say you have an email course, when you're going through, be yourself, because by the end of that course, you probably disqualified half the people.
Definitely.
Because they're not a right fit for you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to necessarily advertise your business, because you're going to find that people want to work with you just based on who you are.
Definitely. I mean, like, since my last show, I've had 2 people say that because their businesses are in the early stages, so when they're making enough money, they're coming to work with me because they've seen what I do. And they've both been cover featured on the magazine. And then I've had another person say, within the next month or so, I'll be signing up with you as well. I've just got a few business things to get out of the way first, which is great. But then, like I said to you, I was watching a live the other day where someone was like, oh, you need this virtual assistant and you can get them for like $5 or $6. I'm sorry, hang on a second. What? How is that any, like, I'd already been recommended further up in the conversation. This person was watching the replay. And I'm just sat there and I'm like, you are not the type of person that I would want as my accountability partner, because if you're there, because I'm going to bring it all back around to the accountability subject that we are talking about.
Right.
If you're there and you're saying, oh, you can get this for cheap and you can get that for cheap and you can get that for cheap, how are you the right fit for me? Because obviously you need to make sure you get the right accountability partner. How are you the right fit for me if you're saying get everything cheap? Because then you're going to be expecting me to reduce my prices.
Well, I also think prices are a personal fit.
Yeah.
I've been told I charge too little.
But if it's what suits for you.
Right. But I also, I don't base my prices necessarily on like a flat fee price. My price is based on what I can do for that person. You only need a little bit of help to get a lower price.
Exactly. I mean, I have my prices on my website, but if someone comes to me and says, I need this, and I don't need it in as many hours as you're offering, obviously I'm going to change it around. Because then they're going to want to come back to me again.
Now I have a question for you. It's been brought up in several groups that if you charge the lower prices, that you don't believe in your worth and that you're shit.
See, I don't agree with that, because at the end of the day, if that's making that person a regular customer or client for me, then how is it a problem that I've done that?
Well, I also pose the question, what about the people that can't necessarily afford to invest like a super amount? Don't they deserve to have the same treatment as everybody else?
Yes, but obviously I've also got to make money.
Well, I'm not saying not to make money, but like if you know somebody, like I've been gifted programs, I've been given discounts on programs, so I pay it forward and do it as well, but I don't feel any less worthy because I discounted it or I charge a lower price than, Joe Schmo over there.
Yeah. I have a regular client that comes to me maybe 2 or 3 times a month. And because he's a regular client and he's just starting out, he gets a lower price than, say, one of my clients that have been in business for years and years and years and want more work kind of thing. His are more one-off jobs. So because they don't take me like 30 odd hours, like my package, I'm not going to charge him a 30 odd hour package for a one-off job. I think being a business owner, you have to adapt sometimes to what, not necessarily what fits, but what makes you feel good.
Right, because in the end, it's all about ourselves. I don't care what you're doing, whether you own a business front that has an actual store location, you're going to charge the prices that feel good to you.
Yeah.
You're going to run it the way it feels good to you. Now, there are some things you have to do. I'm not going to, but you need to cover your own costs. So you make sure you do that. You need to make a little bit of a profit. But you don't have to charge an arm and a leg.
I know.
And I don't know how to put this, but like you have to give, of course, but you don't have to prove that to everybody what you charge your worth. Yeah.
I mean, for me, when I look at the people that do that, when they charge way too much and they wonder why they're not getting clients, why they're not getting any kind of help for anything, and I sit there and I'm like, you didn't have yourself an accountability partner to bounce that idea off of.
Right. Well, exactly. If you don't have an accountability partner, and I'm not saying this is for everybody right away, or everybody's in a different stage in their business.
Absolutely.
But even when I sold 31, which is another direct sales business, they had accountability groups and you find a partner in it. Well, when I first started, I had no clue what I was doing, so it wouldn't have mattered if I had an accountability partner because I had no clue.
Yeah.
Now my director that was above me, she has an accountability partner. And she said they stopped talking. She's having problems now. She hasn't had any bookings for a while.
Oh my God.
So accountability partners can give you that motivation and support to go forward. And not that there's excuses you can make, but kind of give you the no excuse thing. Well, if you didn't do it this way, this is what you should have done it. Or suggestions.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to go boss people around, because that's just wrong. Seriously wrong. It can cause severe anxiety issues. But you could say, hey, look, what did you do today? Because sometimes we all are very critical on ourselves. So as an accountability partner, you can also lift somebody up when they're in that bad zone where they can't meet the goals because they're in a bad zone.
But this is what we do. I mean, if I haven't heard from you for a couple of days, or sometimes a couple of hours, because let's face it, we've got to the point where we talk every single day. We're in two completely different countries, but we message each other every single day, and it's just like, hey, how's things going today? Not even necessarily in business, in personal life as well. Like, obviously, I've told you about like my job and things like that. So if you know I'm not in business mode, but I'm in care mode, the message is adapted to how work's going.
Right.
Like, if I haven't heard from you for a couple of days and I'm like, that's unusual, and I'm like, Sarah, checking in, what's going on? Like, so I don't think an accountability partner just needs to be for business. I think it helps if you know the person beforehand. I think the problem with that direct sales thing was it sounds like you're just matched up with people you don't really know.
Right.
And I think it helps for me and you because obviously we've become friends through a group, and like obviously we've gone on from there, and then I've sat there and gone, okay, so I need an accountability partner. Not being rude or anything, but you seem like you need one too. I didn't really know how to phrase that message, but I'm so glad you took it the way I meant it.
Well, it's not like I haven't had to try. About last year this time, I had another person we were trying to do the accountability partner thing, but the problem was we weren't on the same level.
Yeah.
So it was more me teaching her.
Yeah, see, we're not fully established in business.
Right.
We're at that stage where we could both up level, probably pretty quickly, but we just need the ideas to be able to bounce them off of each other. Like, I mean, I don't know how many times I've sent you a message going, what do you think of this? And you're like, nah, shit. Yeah, it's great. Like, and
sometimes you have to be careful with that too, because sometimes you get complacent and just like, oh, that's great, because we love everything some people do. Yeah. So make sure you give yourself a check. Oh, do you really like it? Or are you just saying it so you don't hurt somebody's feelings?
Yeah. And see, this is the thing. I think with me and you, we know, and this is what you need, guys, when you've got an accountability partner. You need to know that, like, they're going to understand when you're saying, I don't like it. Because especially if you're their potential client, like, you could be my potential client, I could be yours. So if I'm coming at you with an idea, I need to know if it's something you would go for. And like the same for you, like if you're creating a package to help virtual assistants, you're going to come to me and be like, would you buy this? If it's not something that I would pay for, or I don't think I could like help you promote it or get anyone else buying it, I'm going to tell you that, because why sit there and watch you waste your time promoting a package that's not very good?
Right. And we all come up with crap ideas.
Yeah.
And some of it's out of desperation. Because we're like, I'm sick of just being stuck on this level, blah, blah, blah. And then there's days like, we all have that you're like, okay, you just need to stop working and go do something else. We need to be reminded to go take self-care. The other day, you're like, I just have no momentum. I'm just going to read a biz book. I'm like, that's better than zero. That's better than not.
What I did for 2 days. Okay, so I'm not going to lie. The past 2 days, I think the most I've done is schedule a couple of bits for clients. I'm really sorry, clients, like if you're listening to this, because I've not, I probably shouldn't be saying this right now, but I've not had any momentum to do with my business. And it's not that I don't love my business, it's that sometimes with a job and trying to balance seeing friends and trying to run the magazine, especially because I'd had such a hectic lead up to getting the magazine out, and like with my health stuff included in that, and the fact that we've just got a new cat, guys, like we've had to get her settled in and everything as well. She's been great, but she likes to jump on me while I'm in the middle of recording. She likes to make an appearance on the screen. So like obviously it's all been a bit full on, and I woke up the other morning and I was like, okay, so I've got this and this and this to do, but am I really feeling it? And like I sent you a message saying, because I actually felt really bad that I didn't wake up in full-on business mode, because I'd gone to bed the night before like, yes, I'm so empowered, I'm going to do this like tomorrow, and I felt really good. And then I woke up the next morning and my body was just like, nah, it's not happening, mate. Like, I was like, I feel really bad, like what do I do? And I messaged you because I know you have days like it as well. Like, I mean, I've got other friends on Facebook that do have days like that I think you're the one that is most similar to me, like at business level and stuff like that. And I think that's why we gel as accountability partners, because we don't take offense when one of us sends someone and says, no, your idea is shit, like try again.
Right.
Like, because that's what you need. Sorry for the language, everyone.
But no, sometimes the other person may get hurt. Okay. There's times I've been hurt by stuff and I'll be like, I'll be back. I go think about it, you get your feelings hurt, but you come back and you're like, okay, I can understand why you say that. I may not agree with you, but I can understand why you say that.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing with the person that you're choosing. You need to gel. You need to know that they're not saying what they're saying because they want to hurt your feelings, because 99.9% of the time they're not. They just want you to get to that next level. I mean, the graphics package that I sent you all of the designs that I'd done, and you were like, they're great, but you need to separate them into separate packages because that's one mixed lot that no one's going to buy. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That means I end up with 2 or 3 different package ideas. That doesn't bother me. It's more choice for people like to buy from, more money for me. But then I was just sat there and I was like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Everything was just too much. Which is when I then sent you a message saying, like, I just can't today. Like, I've got nothing going for me today. I'm just going to sit and read a book.
And sometimes that means you just need to recharge your battery.
It's taken me 2 days to do it, but yeah.
But you were also going. It's like, I don't know if you know what the Energizer Bunny is, but here in the States, you got the Energizer Bunny. It's going, but you're not stopping to recharge it.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anywhere. That's why I have 2 different businesses. The second biz, the Posh Biz, is all about recharging your battery. It's ways to recharge your battery. So I kind of got to combine. It's like both businesses work together. Yeah,
it sounds really good.
But I also talk about it in my empowerment biz.
Yeah.
I also work with direct sales in my empowerment biz, but I also work with all online startups, because guess what? Just because you're starting a business doesn't mean you don't deserve to be treated with respect.
Exactly.
So, and I think that's what the accountability partner can do for you. You treat each other with respect.
And this is it. Me and you know, and I know that there are other people that have their partners that they bounce off of. They found the person they gel with. They treat each other with respect, so they know that when one person is saying, no, that doesn't work, that's coming from a place of respect, because I respect you too much to let you put a package out there that I know is not going to work.
Right.
And I think the fact that we straight off were like, yeah, let's set up a Slack channel. We got those like goals up there for last month. I'm not quite sure how many of mine I hit. I'm not 100% bothered by that. I'll just move them over to this month. But that's
I didn't hit all the goals last month. I don't think I hit one.
Yeah. Like, for me, having you as my partner is not, like, we're not in competition. So I'm not going to have you going, oh, well, actually, I don't care whether you don't feel like it today. You need to get going and going and going and going. Like you get some people out there. Like, they're just constantly on the go. They're pushing you too much. They're not the type of people you need.
And I think if you're going to hire a coach, the coach is somewhat of an accountability partner, but they also shouldn't be mean, bossy, just having complete control over your business. No. It's your business, whether you're in direct sales or anything. It's your business. You need to do what feels right to you. And if something somebody's telling you doesn't feel right, say so. And if you can't say so, that person's probably not right for you.
Absolutely not. So guys, we're going to wrap this up here with our tips for accountability partners, because we've had one massive show of different bits. So we've had our accountability talk, spoken about conflict, which ties in with it, because me and you aren't in conflict. We're not tearing each other down. We're helping build each other up. And by doing that, we're trying to help other people, like by having this conversation now, stop tearing each other down and build each other up. So for me, guys, I recommend you find someone that you gel with, that you respect, so you know that they're, like, when you're talking to them, and you need to make sure that they respect you. Don't just have it as one way.
No, and have clear boundaries too.
Yeah. So like Sarah and I know that we can turn around and go, your idea is not great, go back, work again, come back, but we're not going to steal any ideas.
Right.
Like what is the point in that? Let's face it. So someone you gel with, someone like that you both respect each other, that you know that your feelings aren't going to get hurt if they turn around and tell you that they don't like your thing, or you don't like their thing, and to go back. Like, I mean, me and Sarah don't even say we don't like it. We're like, nah, it's rubbish, try again.
Right.
And someone that you can gel with, not just on a business level, but on a personal level as well. Like checking with them on a regular basis.
The other thing is make sure you get somebody that's on the same level in your business. You don't want somebody that's, say you're hitting, 4 figures a month, that's making 6 figures a month, because all you're going to do is feel jealous that they're making that.
Yeah. And again, someone that's again on the same level, but not someone that's making lower, because you're going to lose spending time on your business and focusing on your goals that they're supposed to be holding you accountable for, because you're going to be helping them way too much. You're going to be trying to build them up. You're going to be like, yeah, do this. You're going to find that you end up working on their business more than you work on yours.
Right.
And someone that you know that you can say, hey, I need to check in, I need to have a call.
Right.
Because
I definitely recommend a weekly call if you can. If not, at least once or twice a month.
Yeah. I mean, what is the point in having an accountability partner if you can't check in and have a call with them?
Right. And they don't have to be from the same country. We're from 2 different countries. They don't have to be from the same area. You don't have to see each other in person.
We're from completely different industries.
You could just do phone calls, you know.
I mean, we use Slack. I am going to think about setting up a Trello board for us. I have a Trello account. There's Asana that people can use. There's so much software out there that people can use with their partners to help each other out. Because when you've got it on that screen, like when I put it out to you that this is what I wanted to do, that kind of made it more real for me. So I think that's what people need to do. They need to be able to have someone that they can put it out to that's then makes it real.
And another way to make it real is to actually write it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Whether it's in a group, your group, or your wall, or your biz page, write it out there.
Yeah.
Now, some people might be like, oh, but that's embarrassing that my goal is so low. Your goal is where you want to be, not where somebody thinks.
Exactly. So, guys, you can find me at Empowered VA or Empowered Magazine online. You can find Sarah at, I'm going to say, Empower Your Sassy Self. I love that name so much, which is why I had to say it. Normally I would get you to say it, but I love it so much I had to say it. And check in with us soon, because we'll be posting more, and we'll probably do a whole show on our new networking group that's coming up.
Yes.
Which I'm very excited about.
Yes. We both had to say excited at the same time.
And that's why we work well as accountability partners, because we're both excited about the same things. So thank you for joining me, Sarah. I think it's next week I have Denise on, where we talk more about the other side of accountability, what it is and everything. And I'll have Sarah on again soon. Thank you very much. I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Join Hannah Edwards and the roller coaster ride of business every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern on Global Voice Radio, where your voice is heard.